Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Towards a Better Nigeria. My name once again is Munyuluwa Olu Davis. Today we are going to talk on the kings and queens of Africa. How powerful were our kings before the colonial masters? How powerful were they during the colonial masters? And how powerful are they at the moment? Before the colonial masters, we have queens and kings that reign and rule in Africa. But these contains, apologies, I have to bring it back home to Nigeria only. Now we have kings like King Jaja of Opobo. Now, most of the kings I'm going to mention today are kings and queens that took over the affairs of our ruling, both political and spiritual entity of our being. Now, these are kings that stood the ground either against the colonial masters or against invaders and wars externally and internally, and unify a kingdom, build empires, and build people. King Jaja of Opobo was one of them. Powerful king. He eventually was deported from his own country and was made to die in exile. The same goes the Omonoba Ereduawa Ekwa Opolopolo I of Benin. He was a great king. These are the kings that built the empires of Benin. These are the kings that generated the first street light through palm oil. Great king. Eventually, he was sent to exile and he died in a foreign country. We have Arole of Odua, the Oba of Ife, the Oni of Ife. We have Ikubabayeye, the Alaafin of Oyo. We have kings and queens like the Oba of Lagos. We have the 5 kings of Egba-Alake. We have the Awujale of Ijebu. We have the Emir of Ilorin. We have the Shehu of Borno. We have the Emir of Kano. We have the Olubadan of Ibadan. We have kings that are powerful, or were powerful during the colonial masters, because they ruled us politically and they directed the affairs of things spiritually. The herbalists, our native doctor, they go through the king to pass informations. The king consults them for directions, and what the king says becomes a law. He has chiefs that helps him in directing the affairs of the kingdom. They have both the executive, the judicial, and the legislative arm of the government under them. For ruling, the structure was strong. This gave the invaders a lot of troubles to penetrate us. That was why I mentioned earlier the likes of King Jaja of Opobo, Adesoji Aderemi, the Omonoba Ereduawa Opolopolo I of Benin. These are kings that were either sent to exile or killed because of their strength and their power. Now, what happened? Why is it that our kings and queens are now only a political figurehead? What happened then was they made a rule and they tugged our kings and queens under the local government chairman. That means a local government chairman is superior to the king. Now, see the hierarchy. We have the president, we have the governors, and we have the local government chairman. And our kings are now under the local government chairman. So you are now telling me now that the Olubadan of Ibadan is inferior to the chairman of one local government Ibadan. That the Oni of Ife is inferior or subject to a chairman of one local government of Oyo. The Ikubabayeye Alaafin of Oyo is subject and inferior to a local government chairman in one local government of Oyo. The Oba of Lagos is subject to a local government chairman. That is how they have reduced our kings and queens. They made them so powerless. They removed their teeth and their claws and they humiliate them by tucking them under the local government chairmen so that politically they can be easily controlled and manipulated. If they are going against their wings, the president can command the government command the local government chairman, and the local government chairman can summon the king to come and meet him. How ridiculous is that? That was the structure that the colonial master put in place so that our kings can be easily controlled. Ironically, years after they have left, we still maintain the same structure. Our kings, till now, are still subject to the authority of the local government chairman. Until our kings comes back to their enviable position of authority, able to direct the affairs of men and women in their community. That is one area that we need to address. And may I say this before I close, that our kings and queens should not be politically inclined, should not be politically biased. A king is ruling over the people. His religion should be discreet. His political affiliation should be discreet. A king should not pronounce one religion against the other. A king should not support one political structure against the other. Remember, you are a king over all. Over the Muslims, over the Christians, over the traditional worshippers. You are a king over all. APC, PDP, SDP, no matter what the party is called. You are a king of the people, not for some sector of the people. Until our kings and queens are brought back out of the shadows of the local government chairman and brought into a position of authority, knowing fully well that president will come and go, our kings remain. Governors will come and go, our kings remain. Local government chairmen will come and go, our kings remain. That is who they are. That is how powerful they should be. The Queen of England is not subject to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is subject to the Queen of England. Why should our whole king and queen be subject to our political structure and on the bottom of the rank of a political structure? This is where we are going. This is what we need to address. Our kings and queen must be brought out of the shadow and placed back in the position of authority. Now, let me not waste your time. Let me close for the day. And next week, we are going to be addressing our understanding and reasoning. Now, to make Nigeria better is not the duty of a president. It's the duty of everyone. How do we think? How do we reason? Do we need to change our thought pattern? Join me next week on another episode of Towards a Better Nigeria. Once again, if you love Nigerian the way I do, together we can and we will fix it. Bye for now. Thanks.